Welcome to today's video, where we're diving into the often overlooked dynamics that shape our relationships and influence how we connect with others. Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to harbor negative feelings towards you, even when you've done nothing to deserve it? Or maybe you've faced misunderstandings, judgment, or silent resentment that seem to come out of nowhere. In this video, we'll explore the subtle forces behind these interactions, like envy, miscommunication, and lack of empathy, and how Stoic wisdom can guide us in navigating these social complexities with grace and clarity. Stoicism offers powerful tools to help us understand the emotional currents that influence our relationships. By focusing on what we can control, our own reactions, responses, and understanding of others, we can transform potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and connection. Whether you're dealing with envy in your social circles, struggling with misinterpretations, or looking to build more meaningful connections, Stoicism provides a blueprint for creating harmony and emotional resilience. So, if you're ready to uncover the hidden dynamics behind these interactions and learn how Stoic philosophy can guide you toward better, more empathetic relationships, keep watching. Let's dive in and explore how we can navigate the challenges of human connections with wisdom and integrity. 1. Hidden resentments. Why people secretly dislike you. Have you ever encountered someone who seems to harbor resentment towards you, even though you've done nothing to provoke it? Perhaps you've noticed subtle changes in their behavior, distant interactions, curt responses, or even passive-aggressive remarks, and wondered what you did wrong. It's a perplexing and often disheartening experience that many of us face unexpectedly, leaving us puzzled and sometimes even hurt. So resist pride. But the truth is, these hidden resentments are not always about what we have done. Rather, they stem from the way others perceive us, and these perceptions can be influenced by a multitude of factors that often go unnoticed. At the heart of this situation is the reality that judgments, particularly unspoken ones, are frequently based not on our actions, but on what others project onto us. It could be something as simple as the way we carry ourselves, the level of success we achieve, or the confidence with which we speak. When others see us excel or appear confident, it can sometimes stir feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, or even fear within them. These emotions, rather than being directly connected to any wrongdoing on our part, are deeply rooted in their internal struggles and perceptions. For instance, your recent promotion or personal achievements might trigger a sense of envy or insecurity in someone who feels stagnant in their own life, causing them to silently resent your success. Moreover, it's not just our successes that can spark hidden resentments. Sometimes it's the way we present ourselves. Our appearance, demeanor, or the way we express ourselves can unintentionally make others feel judged or inferior. This often happens when people feel they cannot measure up to the image we project, leading them to form silent judgments about our character, intentions, or worth. In these cases, the resentment isn't always about who we truly are, but about who they perceive us to be, or what they assume about us based on their own insecurities. Stoicism offers profound insight into navigating these hidden resentments. It teaches us that understanding and controlling our internal reactions is just as important as recognizing external challenges. By acknowledging that we cannot control how others perceive us, we can shift our focus inward, where we have power. The Stoics remind us to maintain our composure and integrity, even when faced with silent opposition. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, emphasized that we should not take others' judgments to heart, as they are merely a reflection of their own biases and inner struggles. Instead of reacting with defensiveness or frustration, Stoicism teaches us to approach these situations with compassion, recognizing that their feelings are often more about their own unresolved conflicts than about any harm we may have caused. By adopting this Stoic approach, we free ourselves from the weight of others' hidden resentments. Rather than getting caught in the emotional turmoil of wondering what we did wrong, we can view their negativity as a signal to deepen our self-awareness and understanding. In doing so, we maintain our peace and allow ourselves to continue on our path with clarity, not allowing unspoken judgments to derail our sense of self or our actions. This not only helps us navigate complex social situations with grace, but also empowers us to build stronger, more resilient relationships where empathy and understanding prevail over silent opposition. 2. The role of envy and jealousy in negative feelings. Envy and jealousy are two of the most potent and complex emotions that can deeply affect the dynamics of human relationships. These feelings often arise in secret, simmering beneath the surface, and can manifest in subtle yet powerful ways, particularly when one person's success triggers insecurities in another. While we might expect others to celebrate our achievements, there are times when our successes can instead prompt envy or jealousy, transforming admiration into something darker. These emotions are often rooted in feelings of inadequacy, making them not just personal reactions, but reflections of deeper, internal struggles. At the heart of envy is the belief that someone else possesses something we desire but feel we cannot attain. Plato's insight into envy reveals its essence. It arises when we see others having what we lack, whether it's success, material possessions, relationships, or recognition. The emotion doesn't just stem from a desire for the same things, but from the belief that we are somehow falling short because we haven't achieved or obtained the same. This can create an intense feeling of insecurity, and rather than inspiring us to work towards our own goals, envy distorts our view, turning admiration into resentment. For example, imagine you've just received a significant promotion at work, or perhaps purchased a new home, milestones that reflect hard work and personal growth. While many people in your life might genuinely celebrate these accomplishments with you, others may react quite differently. Friends or colleagues who feel threatened by your success might distance themselves or even become passive-aggressive, subtly undermining your achievements. Instead of seeing your promotion or new home as a well-earned victory, they may view it as a reflection of their own perceived shortcomings, which amplifies their feelings of envy. This shift from celebration to resentment happens because your success inadvertently highlights areas in their own lives where they feel inadequate or unsuccessful. In such situations, Stoicism offers us a powerful tool to navigate and detach from these negative reactions. Stoic teachings emphasize the importance of understanding that we cannot control how others feel or react. Rather than internalizing their envy or letting it negatively affect our sense of self, Stoicism teaches us to remain grounded and composed. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminds us that we have the power to choose how we respond to others' judgments or envy. We don't have to take their resentment personally or let it define our emotional state. Instead, we can view their envy as a reflection of their own inner struggles, unmet desires, or personal conflicts, rather than a judgment of our worth. Stoicism encourages us to detach from the negativity bred by others' feelings and to maintain our focus on our own path. We can recognize that their feelings are more about their personal dissatisfaction than about any failure on our part. By practicing this form of compassionate detachment, we are able to continue pursuing our goals with peace and integrity, without being sidetracked by the jealousy or resentment of others. Instead of letting their envy diminish our joy, we can use it as an opportunity to empathize with their struggles, understanding that their reaction is not about us, but about their own internal battles. In doing so, we preserve our own emotional well-being and maintain a sense of tranquility, unaffected by the envy that may arise in those around us. 3. Miscommunications. Small gaps leading to big issues. Miscommunications are often underestimated in their ability to impact relationships. What seems like a minor misunderstanding can quickly snowball, causing friction and straining interactions. These small gaps between what we intend to communicate and how it is received can lead to significant emotional fallout. Whether it's a misinterpreted tone, a comment that's taken the wrong way, or an unclear message, the result can be resentment, confusion, or even long-lasting tension. In the workplace, this dynamic plays out frequently, where something as simple as feedback can be misconstrued. A manager might offer constructive criticism with the best of intentions, hoping to help an employee improve. Yet, if the tone isn't calibrated correctly, the employee may perceive the feedback as harsh criticism, triggering feelings of inadequacy, disrespect, or even disengagement. Similarly, personal relationships can be impacted by simple misunderstandings, where words spoken in jest might be taken seriously, or an innocent remark may seem like a judgment. These moments, though seemingly small, can create emotional distance if not addressed properly. Stoicism offers a guiding framework for navigating such miscommunications with wisdom and calm. Rather than reacting immediately to a perceived slight or misunderstanding, Stoic philosophy teaches us to pause and seek clarity before jumping to conclusions. Epictetus, a key Stoic thinker, advised against hasty judgments and complaints, especially in situations where we do not yet understand the full context. And this advice invites us to hold back from reacting emotionally in the heat of the moment and instead take the time to gather the facts. For example, when confronted with a situation where a comment or action feels out of place, instead of assuming the worst, we should take a step back and ask clarifying questions. What did you mean by that? Or, could you help me understand? Are powerful tools that open the door to deeper communication and help us avoid misinterpretation. This active engagement not only clears up misinterpretations, but also fosters a healthier, more empathetic conversation. It transforms a potentially tense moment into an opportunity to connect and understand the true intentions behind someone's words or actions. Active listening is another key principle in Stoicism when navigating communication. Listening with the intent to understand rather than simply preparing to respond can drastically change the dynamic of a conversation. It allows us to tune in to the speaker's emotions, context, and underlying message, offering a fuller picture of their perspective. This is where empathy comes into play. By putting ourselves in the other person's shoes, we not only clarify their message, but also signal that we respect their viewpoint and emotions. In doing so, Stoicism teaches us patience and emotional resilience. Instead of allowing frustration or defensiveness to take over, we approach miscommunications with calmness, curiosity, and understanding. This method not only diffuses potential conflicts, but also helps build stronger, more trusting relationships. By applying Stoic wisdom in our interactions, we cultivate environments where open, respectful dialogue leads to deeper connections and mutual respect, making our social and professional dynamics more positive and productive. Persons can successfully face with fear. 4. Fundamental beliefs and values leading to conflict. At the heart of many conflicts lie deeply held beliefs and values, those guiding principles that shape how we perceive the world and determine what we stand for. These convictions are powerful forces within us, influencing everything from the decisions we make to the relationships we form. When someone challenges these fundamental beliefs, whether in a personal conversation, a professional setting, or within a cultural context. The resulting clash can create significant tension. This is particularly true when those beliefs are tied to our identity or sense of security, making them feel like personal attacks rather than differences of opinion. For example, in family gatherings, workplace dynamics, or broader social interactions. When an individual expresses beliefs or choices that contradict traditional or widely accepted norms, it can make others feel uncomfortable or threatened. A decision to break from family traditions or challenge societal expectations might prompt reactions that range from confusion to outright resistance. Such moments highlight a deeper reality. People often perceive the world through their own unique lenses, shaped by their past experiences, upbringing, and cultural context. Plato's allegory of the cave speaks to this idea, illustrating how individuals trapped in their own limited perceptions can struggle to see beyond their own shadows, making it difficult to understand differing viewpoints. This is where Stoicism offers valuable guidance for managing conflict in a way that promotes understanding rather than division. The Stoics encourage us to approach conflicts with a sense of empathy and rational detachment. Rather than immediately reacting to what we perceive as a challenge to our beliefs, Stoicism teaches us to first reflect on our own biases and emotional responses. Why do we feel so strongly about this particular issue? Is there a deeper reason for our attachment to this belief? And is it truly grounded in reason, or is it driven by fear, tradition, or pride? By engaging in this introspective process, we are better equipped to understand not only our own stance, but also why others hold different beliefs. This understanding creates a foundation for more respectful and constructive dialogue. Rather than viewing differences in values as threats, we can approach them as opportunities to learn and expand our perspectives. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control what others believe, but we can control how we respond. Our actions and reactions are within our power, and by choosing to respond with calmness and curiosity, we avoid escalating tensions. This approach of rational detachment allows us to engage in discussions about conflicting beliefs in a way that bridges differences rather than deepens them. We can focus on respectful communication, asking questions to understand others' viewpoints, and expressing our own beliefs without the need to win or convince others of our truth. The goal isn't to change the other person's mind, but to foster mutual respect and understanding. This mindset shifts our focus from trying to control or judge others to cultivating our own wisdom and compassion in navigating diverse viewpoints. Ultimately, Stoicism reminds us that our peace of mind is not contingent on the beliefs or actions of others. By maintaining an open, rational, and empathetic approach, we can navigate conflicts rooted in differing values with integrity and grace, transforming potential moments of division into opportunities for growth and connection. 5. The damage of gossip and rumors. Gossip and rumors have the potential to spread like wildfire, wreaking havoc on reputations, relationships, and even entire communities. What often begins as a casual exchange of information can snowball into a harmful, misleading narrative that distorts the truth and fuels unnecessary conflict. The damage caused by gossip is insidious. It sows distrust, fosters misunderstanding, and undermines the integrity of those involved. Whether in personal relationships or professional settings, the consequences of false information can be profound, leading to emotional distress, strained connections, and even long-term damage to one's social standing. Plato, ever insightful in his examination of human nature, regarded gossip as a form of injustice that erodes the moral fabric of society. He argued that the spread of unverified or malicious information harms not only the subject of the gossip, but also diminishes the integrity of those who engage in it. This idea is especially relevant today, where rumors can circulate quickly, fueled by social media or casual conversation. Whether it's in the workplace, among friends, or within a community, rumors create an environment of suspicion, where trust is undermined and relationships become fractured. In these environments, truth is often the first casualty, and the harm caused by misinformation can be difficult to undo. Stoicism provides a powerful framework for responding to the spread of gossip and rumors, offering us the wisdom to maintain our composure in the face of injustice. The core Stoic principle here is to focus solely on what is within our control. We cannot control the words or actions of others, nor can we prevent misinformation from spreading. What we can control, however, is our response to it. Epictetus wisely advised that when others speak ill of us, we should refrain from rushing to defend ourselves. The negative comments or falsehoods about us reflect not our flaws, but the misunderstandings or biases of the person spreading them. By refusing to internalize or react emotionally to these attacks, we maintain our peace and protect our integrity. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us the importance of practicing discretion in all our interactions. Rather than contributing to the spread of gossip, we can choose to be mindful in our communication, ensuring that we speak truthfully and with respect for others. In situations where rumors are swirling, we can make a conscious effort to encourage open, honest communication. By promoting transparency and encouraging people to confront issues directly rather than resorting to gossip, we help create a more supportive, trusting environment. A familiar parable goes like this. The Stoic approach also advocates for taking the high road by choosing not to retaliate or engage in the cycle of rumor-mongering. When faced with false accusations or gossip, instead of feeling the need to defend ourselves, we can calmly acknowledge that the opinions of others are often rooted in their own perceptions and misunderstandings. By embodying this sense of tranquility and moral clarity, we lead by example and foster a culture where integrity, truth, and respect are valued above all. Ultimately, dealing with gossip requires both internal strength and external responsibility. Stoicism helps us navigate these turbulent waters with grace, ensuring that we don't allow external negativity to disrupt our inner peace. By focusing on what we can control, our actions, our words, and our own emotional responses, we can maintain our sense of self-respect and protect our relationships from the destructive power of gossip. 6. Projection of insecurities onto others. At times, people's negative actions or hostile behavior towards us are less about us and more about their own internal struggles. This phenomenon, known as projection, occurs when someone, unable or unwilling to confront their own insecurities, redirects their feelings of inadequacy outwardly. Instead of facing their own fears, doubts, or perceived failures, they project these emotions onto others. This can manifest in a variety of ways, from unnecessary criticism to outright hostility, and often leaves us confused or hurt by what feels like an unwarranted attack. For instance, consider a colleague who constantly criticizes your work or downplays your achievements. At first glance, it may seem like personal animosity, but a closer look often reveals that the source of their behavior lies not in any flaw you possess, but in their own insecurities. They may feel threatened by your success, or feel inadequate about their own performance. Rather than addressing these feelings within themselves, they direct them outward, undermining you to feel a sense of control or relief from their discomfort. In such situations, Their criticism or negativity is more about them grappling with their own fears than it is a reflection of your actions or abilities. Carl Jung's concept of projection is invaluable in helping us understand this dynamic. He proposed that when we dislike something in another person, it often reflects something within ourselves, something we either deny or fail to accept. This could be an aspect of our own character or a fear we have about our own inadequacies. In essence, when someone criticizes us, it may be more about their struggle to accept their own shortcomings than it is about our behavior. Recognizing this can help us respond with more empathy and less defensiveness. Stoicism offers a profound way to navigate such situations. The Stoic approach encourages us to stay grounded in self-awareness and to maintain emotional composure regardless of the actions or projections of others. Instead of internalizing the negativity aimed at us, Stoicism teaches us to see it for what it is, an expression of the other person's unresolved internal conflicts. By understanding that their negative actions are not truly directed at us, but are rather projections of their own struggles, we can detach from their judgments and avoid unnecessary conflict. In these moments, responding with compassion and empathy is key. Rather than reacting with frustration or defensiveness, we can choose to approach the situation with understanding, acknowledging that their behavior likely stems from their own vulnerabilities. By responding with calmness and empathy, we create an opportunity for more meaningful connection and reduce the chances of escalating the conflict. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control the insecurities or actions of others, but we do have control over how we respond. We can choose to engage with empathy and maintain our peace, even in the face of projection. This approach not only shields us from unnecessary negativity, but also fosters a culture of understanding and emotional resilience, where we respond to others' insecurities with compassion rather than resentment. 7. The lack of empathy and understanding. There are times when we find ourselves struggling to understand why someone behaves in a particular way, especially when their reactions appear disproportionate or irrational. It can be baffling, frustrating, and even hurtful when the way someone responds to us or a situation seems completely out of line with our intentions or the context at hand. This lack of empathy, the inability to see things from the other person's perspective, can create a barrier to connection, leaving us feeling misunderstood and disconnected. These moments often leave us wondering if we've somehow done something wrong, only to realize that the real issue lies in the absence of understanding on the other side. However, Stoicism teaches us that every interaction is an opportunity for deeper understanding. Often what appears to be an overreaction or an illogical response is rooted in hidden emotional drivers, past experiences, or unspoken fears that shape how others see the world. The Stoics, particularly Marcus Aurelius, emphasize the importance of stepping outside our own limited viewpoint and considering that what we see as reality is merely one perspective among many. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact." This insight invites us to pause before forming judgments and to recognize that our understanding of any situation is influenced by our own biases and experiences. When we fail to empathize with others, we miss the opportunity to connect with them on a deeper level. We may judge their behavior without understanding the underlying emotional context. Perhaps they are reacting out of stress, insecurity, or a personal struggle that has nothing to do with us. In these moments, rather than reacting defensively or with frustration, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate a mindset of empathy. By practicing active listening, really hearing what the other person is saying, not just preparing our response, we create space for understanding. This requires setting aside our assumptions and judgments, allowing the other person's emotions to be fully expressed without interrupting or invalidating them. Empathy, as the Stoics teach, is not just about hearing the words spoken, but about connecting with the emotions and experiences behind them. By considering why someone might be acting the way they are, we open ourselves to a more compassionate and rational response. This shift in perspective can often transform a tense or confusing situation into an opportunity for mutual understanding and growth. Instead of reacting impulsively or in frustration, we can respond with patience and insight, acknowledging the other person's emotional experience while maintaining our composure. Additionally, practicing empathy means recognizing the human condition in others, the fact that we are all navigating our own complex inner worlds. As we move through life, we are constantly shaped by our circumstances, experiences, and personal challenges. Understanding that everyone has their own story and that their actions are often driven by their own struggles helps us cultivate compassion. This approach not only diffuses conflict, but also fosters stronger, more meaningful relationships built on respect and mutual understanding. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that empathy is not just a reaction to someone else's behavior. It's a practice that requires effort, mindfulness, and an openness to understanding others as they are. By focusing on listening, understanding, and responding thoughtfully, we create an environment where misunderstandings are minimized and connections are strengthened. This approach allows us to navigate social complexities with grace, turning potential conflict into opportunities for growth and deeper human connection. 8. Rivalry and competition in relationships. Embracing growth over destructive comparisons. Rivalry and competition are fundamental aspects of human nature. They can spark motivation, inspire improvement, and help individuals reach new heights. However, when these instincts enter romantic relationships, they can be a double-edged sword. While healthy competition can fuel progress, jealousy, resentment, and unhealthy comparisons can breed negativity, erode trust, and hinder growth. In a romantic relationship, it's easy to fall into the trap of competing with your partner. Perhaps you find yourself comparing your successes, feeling envious of their achievements, or striving to win in disagreements. But this kind of rivalry, if left unchecked, can undermine the very foundation of your relationship. Rather than inspiring growth, it can create a sense of distance, fostering the belief that one partner must triumph at the expense of the other. And the Stoic philosophy offers a profound antidote to this destructive cycle. True competition, according to the Stoics, is not with others, but with ourselves. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the best revenge is to not be like your enemy. This is a reminder that our focus should always be on self-improvement, not on surpassing those around us, especially those we love. In a romantic partnership, the healthiest form of competition is the drive to become the best version of yourself, both for your own benefit and for the well-being of the relationship. Instead of allowing jealousy to dictate your actions, ask yourself how you can improve and grow. How can you show more patience, kindness, or understanding? How can you bring out the best in yourself and in your partner? By focusing on these questions, you create a supportive environment that nurtures both personal and relational growth. Instead of competing against your partner, strive to complement each other's strengths, acknowledging that you both are on the same team. A healthy relationship thrives when both individuals are empowered to grow without feeling like they need to outshine each other. When you both embrace the idea that the only true competition is with your own past self, you free yourself from comparison and create space for mutual support, trust, and collaboration. Ultimately, The best win in any relationship is not one where one person comes out on top, but one where both individuals evolve, improve, and achieve their goals together. By following Stoic wisdom, you can transform rivalry from a destructive force into a tool for personal and relational growth, strengthening your connection and fostering a partnership built on trust, respect, and shared progress. 9. Social expectations and the pressure to conform. Social expectations, shaped by family, culture, and society, often influence how we live our lives, guiding our decisions and beliefs. From career paths to personal choices, these norms can sometimes feel like invisible hands pushing us in one direction, making it difficult to assert our individuality. In a romantic relationship, the pressure to meet societal standards can create tension, especially when the desires or needs of your partner do not align with these expectations. When we stray from the well-trodden path, whether by choosing an unconventional career, defying cultural traditions, or making decisions that go against the grain, it can evoke discomfort or even rejection. This fear of standing out, or the possibility of being misunderstood, can weigh heavily, making us question our choices and whether we're making the right decisions. This pressure can seep into every area of life, and in relationships, it can make us feel torn between staying true to ourselves and meeting external demands. However, the Stoics remind us that we do not have to live our lives based on the expectations of others. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote that we should act in accordance with our virtues, rather than being driven by the fleeting desires or judgments of others. Stoicism teaches us that we have a higher purpose, and that our actions should reflect our true nature, not the artificial standards imposed by society. In a romantic relationship, this principle becomes even more crucial. It's easy to get caught in the cycle of trying to please others, whether it's your partner, family, or society, but this often leads to dissatisfaction and internal conflict. You may find yourself compromising your values or suppressing your true desires to meet external expectations, only to feel disconnected from your authentic self. The Stoic approach encourages us to embrace our uniqueness and make choices based on rational thought and virtue, not societal pressures. This means questioning the norms that don't align with our values, even when those norms are widely accepted. In a romantic relationship, this could look like making choices that prioritize mutual respect, personal growth, and shared goals, rather than adhering to conventional ideas of what a relationship should be. Choosing authenticity over conformity isn't always easy. It can require courage and strength, especially when faced with criticism or misunderstanding. However, Stoicism empowers us to live with integrity, remain true to our principles, and make decisions that serve our highest good, even if they are unpopular. By living authentically, you not only honor your own values, but also cultivate a relationship built on mutual respect for each other's individuality. In the end, the freedom to live authentically, free from the constraints of societal pressure, is what leads to a deeper, more fulfilling life and relationship. When you embrace your true self, you create space for both you and your partner to thrive together. In conclusion, the dynamics behind why people secretly dislike us are far more intricate than we often realize. They often stem from a mix of envy, miscommunication, differing values, gossip, insecurity, and even societal pressures. These hidden tensions are not always immediately apparent, but they can deeply affect our interactions and emotional well-being. However, by embracing Stoic wisdom, we can learn how to navigate these complexities with grace, understanding, and resilience. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control others' thoughts or actions, we have full power over how we react. Instead of getting consumed by the negative energy or judgments of others, we can shift our focus inward, cultivating a deep sense of inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most well-known Stoics, urged us to focus on our own character and responses, rather than trying to manipulate external circumstances. When we apply this approach to our relationships, we become less affected by the envy or criticism of others and more focused on living according to our own values. Understanding the root causes of why someone might harbor negative feelings toward us, whether it's rooted in insecurity, jealousy, or a misunderstanding, helps us approach the situation with empathy. Rather than internalizing their actions or letting their negativity dictate our emotional state, we can step back, maintain our calm, and respond thoughtfully. Stoicism teaches us that we are not defined by others' perceptions of us, but by how we choose to handle such moments.